What if Deku, what if female Deku was Surge? Part 2. We go as Sir Night-Eye is walking into his office. As he's about to open the door, he noticed something. As he'd quickly feel around on the door, as then he would feel a loose tape. As he takes it off, revealing a big dent in the door. Something was off. As he would just enter, as he would go to his computer, look for certain files around his desk. As he would notice, the overhaul files were gone. Someone took the files. As he's now concerned, checked the security footage, but there was no security footage. They've got no idea who took them. Has overall caught on I've been doing this work? As he would inform Mirio about it and several others that was helping him in this project. Now, we go over to Surge and Kit, who Surge is basically just working out in the, Yakuza's gym, essentially. One. As she's like, doing curls and doing, some gym stuff. As then, Rappa comes in. Ah, if it isn't the little lab rats. Who are you calling lab rats? As she gurs at him. Oh, just the two in front of me. As Kit would go over to Surge. Surge, this is, not the time. Quiet, kid. I'm gonna teach this guy a lesson. Oh, really now? Throw your best shot. As she would rush over and hit Rappa in the chest. Ooh, I felt a little bit of a tickle there. As they would trade blows, as Rappa tries to hit Surge, as she would dodge and hit him again. And they would trade blows, Rappa coming down with a right-left hook, as Surge would quickly turn to a ball and hit him in the chest, sending him, back towards a wall. You wanna test me? As she then rolls him to a ball and runs towards, as Rappa hits her in her ball, sending her across the room as she hits a wall, before getting up and then rushing towards Rappa, throwing a punch, hitting him in the face, as he would hit her in the head, as they both would get sent flying to a wall, both breaking their walls they crashed into. As basically Surge would get out of the rubble, as Kitsunami would go over there. Surge! That's nothing. As she noticed that she took quite a bit of damage from Rappa's hit. As she then rushes over at Rappa, who's coming over to hit her again. This time, she sends all of her electricity into one hit, electrocuting and hitting Rappa, sending him flying through like 3 walls. That's what you get, punk, for messing with me. As both Surge and Kit would then get a call. You two, come to my office now. Ah, sure thing, doctor. As we get a flashback, as they would basically watch a video of what the doctor thought of them. Surge and Kit are very valuable assets, but they do have their flaws. Basically going over the same thing. As they would go towards the doctor as they walk in. So what is it? So this time, I have a little bit of a, mission for you. Mission? What is it? Do I get to beat some heroes finally? No. You gotta be kidding me. I'm sick and tired of... As then he would raise his glove. As they would both fall over, seemingly out. Whew. As they wake back, oh, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, simply, as he would turn around in his chair, as both Surge and Kitsunami would look at each other with a smirk. We are going to basically help overhaul as some heroes are basically investigating him. Remember, I had you steal some files. as she would simply just lean her hand out and get behind the doctor's chair. Yeah, I remember you mentioned something about them. As she smiles over at Kit, who just basically destroys the little sash behind his chair. Well, apparently they may be trying something, and I have not told Overhaul. You are to help Overhaul escape. This way you'll put more funds into my financing, to show how useful I am. As Kitsuname is like, so he's just basically letting the attack happen, so he can show Overhaul he's a very valuable asset, so he can get paid more. As Surge is like, so I do get to fight some heroes, finally! No, your job is to get Eri out of there. Who? Her. As you show a picture. That pipsqueak? Really? Yes, now do it. Fine, come on. Kid, as they would seemingly walk, as the doctor's watching them, as they both smirk at each other. As soon as they leave the room, you know the plan, Kit? Of course. Good. As they would go to meet Overhaul. It seems like you two are here. Yeah, we were told to come over and meet with you. As they walked into the room that Overhaul walked into, seeing Shigaraki and Toga twice. Who are these guys? These are currently new, allies. We're teaming up with the League of Villains. The League of what? I believe the League of Villains, Serge. A group of villains? Yeah, so? Now is not the time for that. So who are they? They're just some members. As of course, they would go through, twice, and Toga telling their quirks. And basically, we would skip to about the point where they're being attacked. As Surge would be with Overhaul, and Kit would be somewhere. So, boss, what am I here for? You're here to make sure that Eri and I get out of here. Very well. As this is the point where Mirko would show up, seemingly going to punch Overhaul to try to get Eri. As he's about to punch Overhaul, Surge comes out of nowhere and gets the actual hit in on Mirko, sending him towards a wall. Finally, I had to fight some heroes. As keep him busy. No, sure thing, boss. I'll keep him busy. And I'll beat him into the ground. As she runs over towards, Mirio, as he would just phase through the floor and go right past her. What? As she would turn around and see Mirio's going for Overhaul. Why, you? As she charges towards Mirio, as he had managed to get Eri away from Overhaul. But as he's holding Eri, he gets hit in the back from Surge. As he simply shields Eri as he was sent into a wall. Watch it, you could have harmed Eri. Sorry, I thought you wanted me to deal with him, so I'm dealing with him. As then, several large shaking of the building would happen. Hey, what's going on? The place seems to be unstable. As one of Overhaul's minions said that. Doesn't matter, as long as I get to beat him up. As he charges towards, Mirio. As she phases through him as she hits a wall. Ah! My head. As she looks back as she sees Mirio fighting Overhaul. Why, you? As she gets out of the rubble as then the ceiling falls in on her, hitting her. As we go to Kit, who is currently approaching the doctor's room. Yes. It seems like everything's going according to plan. As he watches Kit get, squished by rubble. Or, Surge squished by rubble. Where is Kit, Tsuname? He should have been there. As then, a water-like spear would go through his chest. Why, right here. As he would take the spear out. You are no longer a use to Surge, so I'm getting rid of you. As his red eyes look at, well, the doctor's lifeless body, as he smiles. No one shall get in Surge's way. No one. As Surge just moves the rubble off of her. That was quite a bit of rubble, but there's no way some rubble was going to do me in. As she looks over and sees that Overhaul has Mirko pretty much dealt with. As Surge would get up. Listen here, Surge. Yeah, boss? As Mirko knows that she's back up. Get Eri and take her out of here. As Mirko would rush towards Eri, as Surge was too quick and grabbed Eri and is now just running. Boss's orders. As she's now running with Eri. As Eri's saying to let her go. Sorry, no can do. I gotta follow orders, at least for now. As she would, run off. As she then get a call through the earpiece. Surge. Kit. Do you have the extraction point? Yeah, I set up a little rendezvous. As he would basically tell her where they would meet. Very well. I'm bringing this punk with me. As she would get to the surface, as then she seemingly would get hit by something. As she would drop Eri and get sent flying over as where the ground had collapsed and where Overhaul had taken that huge, form of his. As she falls into the ground. This is not going to be the end, as she's barely holding on to the edge. As some heroes come over, attempting to try to pull her up. As she looks back up, as Overhaul's huge, stone body starts to fall down, as she would simply just let go and just fall, as the ground would collapse, seemingly over her. As Kitsuname, who's been waiting at the extraction point, currently waiting for Surge to respond. Surge? Surge! As he would walk over towards where the heroes and police were wrapping up the Yakuza. As he's keeping an eye out. Where's Surge? As he's currently looking around the area, constantly going to different angles to look for Surge. As we see Surge, who had managed to fall into the sewer system, is certainly getting swept away. As she then falls seemingly into a huge, circular round pit where the water was flowing. As she would suddenly just get up with sparks coming off of her. They will pay. As she remembers who hit her. That dragon. I'll break through its hide, and I'll definitely destroy that hero. As she attempts to get back in contact with Kitsuname. Kit, respond! As she knows her earpiece is no longer there. As she would hit the wall, breaking it. As sparks of electricity are coming off of her. Why that? As she would look up. Better get out of here. As she then would just punch the wall above her, breaking it. As she would apparently be in some sort of facility. As she sees a desk with the equipment. Hey, what's this? As she would grab it, as she puts it on. Ooh. As she then would just punch the wall as a bunch of walls would break. Oh, it increases my power. I like this. As she would rush over at the security guards area in the room and just simply beat down on them. Is that all you got? Bring it on. I can take you all on. As Kitsuname has been just looking for Surge, wondering where she's at. He even waited until all the heroes had evacuated from the Yakuza's base, just to try to look for her, but could find nothing. As he's currently sitting down, feeling a little bit hopeless, as the TV would turn on, revealing the news as some random person is currently terrorizing the city, currently blowing stuff up. Yeah, that's what you get. Now where are you heroes? Come face me. As then, seemingly, a electric hero would show up on the field. Who might you be? As then a bunch of electricity would be set towards her, as she would dodge and go hit the hero, sending him towards a wall, before going again, sending a blast towards the hero as he'd managed to evade. As then her electricity started to slow down. No, 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 as she then jumped back and simply hide behind like a mailbox. This thing's draining me quicker than I expected. As she then would just hop up, dodging the attack, as then an attack would hit her. But surprisingly, oh wait, I can absorb that? As then she would rush down and beat down on the hero before sending him flying into a car, seemingly taking the hero out. Oh, did I say we were done? As she's about to, well, hit the car, as then something would hit her, sending her flying back. As she hits the wall, as then someone would appear. As, well, it seems you're not doing so well. No, you're supposed to be dead. As it's the doctor. Am I now? Yes. I remember that Kit told me that he had killed you. Am I, or am I still alive? Who are you talking to now? As then she gets mad, sends electricity towards the seemingly vision. As then she would get hit in the face, sent flying through a building. As then she would land seemingly somewhere. As Kit would grab Surge before fleeing. I found you, Surge. And they would seemingly disappear. And that's What If Female Deku Was Surge, Part 2. Make sure to like and subscribe.